When we discuss crosswind takeoff and landings, we're interested to know what is the airplane's ability to handle a strong crosswind, as well as what is the pilot's ability. As far as the airplane is concerned, it's important to refer to the airplane's information manual or the POH, Pilot Operating Handbook. And as you thumb through the POH, Pilot Operating Handbook, somewhere in there you will usually come across somewhere that says Demonstrated Crosswind Component. This POH says, with average pilot technique, direct crosswinds of 15 knots can be handled with safety. So that doesn't really mean that the 15-knot crosswind is a limitation. It just means that the airplane's ability was demonstrated and that a competent, at least private pilot, should be able to handle that 15-knot crosswind. Now, when we take off, if the wind is not directly down the center of the runway, we consider that a crosswind takeoff. But whether the wind is off a 30-degree angle or a 60-degree angle or a 90-degree angle, a portion of that wind would be considered a crosswind, and a portion of that wind is also considered a headwind, meaning that it would help us become airborne quicker. So in order to calculate out a crosswind or headwind component, we would use something similar to this, a crosswind component chart. Now this crosswind component chart is usually found on the back side of your E6B. It may also be found on your knee board, for example. And this crosswind component works like this. If you intend to take off a runway 4, for example, and let's say the winds were directly out of the north. So the winds were 360, and let's say the velocity of the wind was perhaps 18. So what we want to know is what is the degree difference between the runway 040 and the direction that the winds are coming from. So in this case, the winds are coming directly out of the north, and I would have a 40-degree angle between my takeoff and where the winds are coming from. So on our component chart, we want to go find that 40-degree sign, which is right here. And these arcs represent the wind velocity. So in our scenario, the wind velocity is 18. So I would go to 40 degrees, and then I come down, that's the 30 wind velocity arc, the 20 velocity arc, and the 10. So 18 would be somewhere about right here. Now, once I have that point established, I can find two bits of information. If I go straight down, that gives me my crosswind. How much of that 18 knots is considered crosswind and would affect the amount of aileron and rudder usage to maintain centerline. And if I go straight across, then it would reflect the headwind component. So if we go straight down, it looks like, and straight across, it looks like my crosswind component is about 9 knots. And my headwind component would be about, it looks like 14 or 15 knots in my sketch. So if my crosswind component is about 9 and the headwind component is about 14, even though the actual velocity of the wind was 18. And you may say, well, the airplane's handbook said that it could handle a 15-knot crosswind component. But as a new student, you may limit yourself, or your instructor may limit you to either a 6 or 8 or 10-knot crosswind component. And again, it doesn't mean how fast the wind is blowing. It just means the actual crosswind component that would affect your flight. Now let's add a little twist to this. If the winds were at 18 and gusting to 25, now how does that affect us? If the wind is coming straight at us, then that allows our airplane to become airborne quicker. So it actually increases our performance. But if that gust was a crosswind component, then that would negatively affect us, meaning that it would take a lot more technique or careful consideration when you're applying your ailerons and rudder to maintain center line. So if I were going to consider the crosswind and the headwind component with the gust factor, I would use the crosswind component with the gust factor, because that would be the worst case scenario. If the winds were blowing at 18 and suddenly blew at 25, that would create a greater challenge to me. So in that scenario, I would go to 40 degrees, I would come down to 25 and use that number for my crosswind component. And it looks like it's somewhere right around the 15 mark. And if I were considering the headwind, because the headwind the greater gust would help me, I would choose the worst case scenario, which would be the 18. So I would still stick with my 18 for my headwind component, but I would choose the 25, the gust, for my crosswind component. Just a consideration. Let's look at one more example just to make sure that you understand how to do this. Let's say, for example, that the winds were out of 100 at 24 knots. Well, if the winds are out of 100 degrees, they're coming from about this angle here, and in this airport diagram, the most logical runway would be runway 12. And if we took off runway 12, then we would have a 20-degree angle between the wind direction and the runway. So we would use the 20 degrees, and we would come down to 24, this is 30 velocity arc, 20 arc, so 24 is going to be about right here. And if we went straight down, it looks like our crosswind component may be about 6 knots. So even though it's very windy, that wouldn't be much of a problem because only 6 of it is considered a crosswind component. But let's say, for example, when you called the flight service station, that runway was NOTAM'd out of service. And now you're left with runway 4. So we still have the same wind, but if we have to take off runway 4, then we would have a 60-degree crosswind angle. So we have to go find 60 degrees and then come find 24. This is 30 and this is 20. So 24 is going to be about right here. And if we go straight down from that point, the crosswind component now is 19 or 20 knots of wind that you would have to use your special crosswind technique to compensate for. So always make sure that you have a good weather briefing and you know where the winds are coming from and you know your runway numbers ahead of time to make sure that you can handle that landing once you arrive at the airport.